So the market cap is $2.168 trillion. And now the market, it went to zero.
GM, welcome back to the channel. In this one, a quick market update. We're going to look at liquidity conditions and some of the news events breaking here over this weekend and today. Starting off here with BTC, as you can see, Friday's pump, which was galvanized by the turn of events at Jackson Hole. We did have RFK coming out and supporting Trump as well, which potentially could have caused some movement into BTC, but that has been pretty much full retraced at this point in time. So since early on Monday, it looks like everything's just absolutely keeling over. Now, interesting areas here from Eric Crown, 62.5K for the monthly close. So all eyes on that. We want to be above there. But at the moment, it looks very much lackluster. And ETH is already below where it was on Friday of last week. So has full retraced and then some on its actual pump. Then we have Fear and Greed, 48. I think this will come down considerably tonight as well once we get a refresh, because people were greedy over weekends, but now you can see fear will be back on the menu in a major way. Now let's look at global liquidity here. So here is the monthly chart of global liquidity. This is essentially the formula for the major central banks in the world. 80.9 trillion is the current read, and it really went off quite a bit since, the back end of the summer here, maybe around June, breakout through July, and now August with a big up month. So global liquidity generally trending upwards in quite a major way, which you would think Bitcoin should be hypersensitive to liquidity, but as it stands, no real follow through as of yet. So bit of a pump and dump over the weekend. If we just narrow this down, here's the M2 money supply over in the US. So this shows US money supply at around 21 trill. Again, grinding its way up through the second quarter of this year. Latest data comes out at the end of June for now. I think we get an update in the next week where it will show you July's data. So we'll jump into that. But once that comes out, but for now, you can see on-chain, on a day-to-day tracking basis, we have, of course, DeFi Llama to tell us exactly what the state of stablecoins is in crypto. Up again 1% over the last 7 days. So again, you'd expect, as frustrating as the price action is right now, that we're going to get an uptick across the board, because the amount of stablecoins coming into the industry just keeps on going up. 163 bill August 1st, now up to 169. Certain areas of interest, Solana ticked up to 4 billion over the weekend, down a little bit today, but again, positive sum environment, up 3% in a single week, which is pretty big if you think of these as their own little economies. The economy of Solana grew 3% in its overall stablecoin holdings, which you would imagine get put into tokens or DeFi positions or something in that economy. Major news, Pavel Durov, the Telegram founder, obviously no news now that he was arrested upon his private jet landing in France and the French authorities taking him in. And this was Lex Friedman's take. The arrest of Pavel Durov is a disturbing attack on free speech and a threat not just to Telegram, but to any online platform. We also saw previously, I think it was Alexei or Alex, the founder of Tornado Cash. So again, software creators. He was arrested. Now you have Pavel of Telegram arrested. He says governments should not engage in censorship. This is a blatant and deeply troubling overreach of power. So hopefully he gets freed sooner rather than later. 39% chance of a release in August, i.e. the next 4 days here for Pavel, which is, pretty alarming, especially for someone in the EU or the European area. I'm in the UK, but the amount of crackdown on free speech and these kind of things is just pure censorship. It is Big Brother Society 2.0, Orwellian nightmares. If you read 1984, we are fast approaching some of those quite scary things that were discussed in said book. Also this, for a bit of doom and gloom in the UK, Keir Starmer's come out and said there is a budget coming in October and it's going to be painful. Those with the broadest shoulders should bear the biggest costs. This is going back on from May, where he says no new taxes will be required when pressed on his spending plans. So he has pretty much done a full reverse on most of the things he said prior to getting in power. So snakes in the grass indeed. NASDAQ seeking SEC approval for Bitcoin index options. So options on BTC. You can see the suits are moving in on this industry. Good thing, bad thing, make up your mind about that one. But you're going to have more and more big operators moving into this space. Then this morning there was a bit of spooky price action, or at least Bitcoin seemed to sell off when this was posted, because it was like unknown wallet transacting 30,000 Bitcoin moved to Binance. So people were thinking huge dump coming, but it was actually found to be 30,000 from a Binance cold to a Binance hot wallet. So some kind of internal wallet movements on that front. Then we have this today breaking. MakerDAO is now rebranding to Sky, the Sky ecosystem. DAI will now be called USDS, and the Maker token will become the Sky token. You can exchange Maker for USDS 1-to-1, as they are both stablecoins, but the Maker token can be swapped for 28,000 Sky tokens. So available for trading September 18th onwards. So that is the big news. Rebrand Meta, we're seeing a lot of rebrands happen in the crypto space. We're seeing Phantom to S, Maker to Sky, Matic to Pol, those kind of things. Grant did kind of call this one previously, saying, look at this. Wrote about this in January 2024. Token V2 launches. A lot of OG tokens likely to need to further increase the supply and utility of their tokens. So this is kind of, we maybe have not enough runway. Let's do a rebrand. Let's have some more tokens, and we can extend our runway as we try to ensure sustainability for the long run. So interesting moves in crypto. Let's leave things off here. 61.8 for BTC, pretty lackluster. S&P 500, 56.13, pretty much flats, and NASDAQ slightly down here, but we want to see a bit of a bounce here for BTC going into the latter half of this week, and not just a full retrace of last week's pump. So you don't want to see pump and dump based price action. That isn't particularly good, but just looks a bit shit at this moment in time. So fingers crossed for greener pastures tomorrow. We'll catch up then. Subscribe if you're new. Peace.